we're going to do something that I've never done before. We're going to plant some tulips in crates. Stick around and we'll talk about it. Lots of flower farmers grow their tulips in crates. And because I grow my tulips as annuals and I don't try to perennialize them, I use them as cut flowers, then I thought, wow, okay, I really want to try the crate growing method. I know there are courses you can take about how to grow tulips in crates, how to force tulips for early bloom and things like that. And I'm not planning on doing that. I'm not planning on forcing them at all or trying to get early bloom. But because I don't make any money on my cut flowers, I do everything for donation, then I really can't afford to take the class and the course and things like that. It was so timely because one of the accounts that I follow on Instagram, Micro Flower Farm, grows all of her tulips in crates, and she has hundreds of crates. She also grows her dahlias in crates, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But she just did a brief little reel on how she plants her tulips in crates, and I thought, okay, I think I can do that. That's perfect. She told exactly how much soil to put in and how to plant the tulips and everything like that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, I already have about 300 or so tulips planted out in some of my raised beds, and I don't plant my tulips in the same raised bed year after year because of tulip fire blight. And I don't take out the soil in my raised beds. I just renew it every spring and sometimes in the autumn with compost. So I said, you know what, I think this is perfect because it's not going to take that much soil. I feel like when I grow them in a container, which you certainly can do, and I have some in containers, you can grow them in grow bags. I have grow bags, but I feel like it would require more soil than I would want to use, or in my mind, I probably could use the same amount of soil, but in my mind I'd be like, okay, I need to put more soil in here. So I just feel like this is going to be perfect. And I won't be wasting that much soil. And of course, you know, the cut flowers aren't wasting. When you're giving them to someone, you're not wasting. When I saw that reel on Instagram, right away I said, okay, where can I get some milk crates? And I started thinking, and so I hopped online and I found Milk Crates Direct. And they are made in the USA if you live here in the USA. Now, I'm not sure if they ship outside of the USA. You'd have to go on their website and look. But the name of the company is FarmPlast. And it also goes under Milk Crates Direct. So I will put that in the description below so that you can take a look. The ones that I chose were $10 each. Plus you have to pay, you know, your shipping. But they will last me over and over and over and over again. I'm going to give you the measurements on these, and we'll do that in inches just so you can know. So they're 19 inches by 13 inches. By 10 inches deep. So that's the perfect size for the amount of bulbs that I'm going to grow. And it's really easy for me to handle this size of crates. So you can see here that all of the sides are open. So obviously you have to do something because the soil will fall right through the holes. So the lady at Micro Flower Farm lines hers with cardboard, but you could also use newspaper, which I think would be really easy. I chose to do cardboard, and I just used the box that these crates came in and cut it up. So you can see here I've already lined 2 of them, and we'll line the other one real quickly. But I did go ahead and score the bottom of the bottom layer of the cardboard just so for drainage, but I don't even think you really have to do that, but I did it anyway because I always score my cardboard anyway. I found 174 tulips half price at Walmart. So this venture, you know, won't cost me a whole lot in case it doesn't work or in case I don't do something right. But so you and I together are going to learn, you know, any mistakes that I might make, we're going to learn, because next spring I'll be showing you, hopefully, when these bloom. Okay, that's a pretty good fit there. So I'll just put another piece in the bottom and that'll hold the soil in. All right, so we've got the bottom all lined. Now we'll just stick some pieces on the side. Oh, good. Okay, so we just have the one more side to line. Fits you like a glove. There we go. So all three are ready now for the soil. So I have a mixture of potting soil here and compost. You saw me mixing that up. And then I just lightly moistened it, not soppy or anything, just so it would be easier to handle. So let's see. We're going to put an inch of soil in the bottom of the crate. I don't know, y'all, I am so excited about this. So anyway, I do have an inch of soil, approximately, here in the bottom of the crate. And now is the time we get to plant some bulbs. Okay, when you're planting tulips in crates or even containers and you're using them as annuals, you can plant them really close together but not touching. So you can plant them what they call egg carton style, and that's mostly the way I do in my raised beds. And I give them a little bit more space because I like to pull up bulb and all, so I don't want to disturb the one next to it. So I give them just a little bit more space. First, you want to check your bulbs. If it's a squishy bulb, don't use it because it won't do any. It's done. It's no good. So I'm going to place each tulip in here, and they're not going to be touching. They're going to be like they would be in an egg carton. It looks like I can do 5 across. So that means that I won't be pulling out bulb and all. Most likely I will just be cutting them down at the base. Then I will discard the whole thing when I'm done with them. And I know that may sound or feel like waste. You guys, it feels like waste to me. But just with having experience with tulips and the way I use them, then I know that, you know, they're just not going to be really any count or much count or as good the following year. Now this is what I was talking about of a bulb that's no good. That bulb is no good. You see it's already rotted there at some point or another. It's just no good. It's all dried up and won't do anything. So you just pitch that one. And normally if you buy bulbs from a company such as Longfield or Color Blends or something like that, you don't have that problem. But when you buy them at a big box store, you would probably run into that. And I do buy some of my bulbs from Longfield Gardens. I love their quality. I love the quality of their bulbs. I've had great success, but because you know, of trying to save a little money, when I'm doing this amount of bulbs, then I really have to go with the big box stores. 30 of them look like this. And I hope I have it tilted enough for you to see. And they could even go just a little bit closer, but it's really not necessary for me to do that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish it off. 31. And since I didn't do my row exactly right, the last row will only have 4, I think. Of course, you want to plant your bulb pointy side up. If you happen to not plant your bulb pointy side up, I mean, they will find their way. But it makes your tulip all goopy and everything. So you want to plant them pointy side up. Okay, so we have 33 in here. I got this thingy from the dollar store back in the spring, so it's perfect for this project. I'm just sort of patting down as I go, patting the soil. And these are going to be easy for me to handle. If I see there's going to be a major snow that they're calling for the El Nino year this year in the US, so if I see that that's going to happen and I can easily move these under cover for a little bit and just keep an eye on them. And you know, I don't know that that's 100% necessary. I don't think it is, but again, for my peace of mind, I probably would end up doing that. Good and packed in there. Okay, so we're topped off with the soil. We have 33 bulbs in here, and you can see where I can easily handle this to move it around. Now you can top it off with some leaf mulch if you make leaf mulch, which I do, or you could top it off with a little wood mulch if you use wood as mulch. And I'm definitely going to spray these with some Repellent. Hang on, let me go get that. Here's the Repellent. I'm definitely going to spray them so that critter won't come along and say, oh, fresh dirt, I need to dig and see what's in there, because they will, as you know. You can also use cayenne pepper. The Repellent won't hurt anything. It's all, you know, you can read on there the ingredients, and garlic oil and cloves and different things like that. It stinks something terrible, but it does work. But cayenne pepper works well too, and that just keeps the critter from wanting to dig in there. So you definitely want to use some sort of a natural repellent. So these are ready to go back on my pallets. I think I will just move you for a minute and let you see where I'm going to put them, and then I'll work on doing the rest. Another bulb I have left to plant, and it's a perennial for me, not an annual, are some Schubertii alliums. I'm so excited. I have gladiator alliums, I have drumstick alliums, I have the other ones, was it sensation something, alliums, couple others, but I do not have any Schubertii. So I'm excited. There's only 2 bulbs in here, but I'm excited to plant those. So you can see this is just basically storage back here behind our garage. This is a pallet. We just get our pallets from the co-op. They give them away free. And so this is where my 3 crates are going to sit. Since we've got this one ready, I'll go ahead and give it a spray of the Repellent, and I'm just going to spray the entire thing. And that way, any critters that take a notion, they will be repelled. And please let me know if you've ever grown any tulips in crates or anything. I did want to talk about the dahlias for a minute, because the lady at the microflower farm grows her dahlias in crates. What? I know. It's like, that's brilliant. At least I think it's brilliant. So her crates are right about the same size as mine, and she gets 2 dahlias per crate. Now the only thing that I was thinking about that I wasn't sure about how to do would be to stake the dahlias. And of course, you know, the tubers, dahlia tubers, are quite larger, and so I'm thinking I could get 2 dahlias per this crate. I don't know. But as far as staking the dahlias, I thought, okay, how am I going to do that? Because I like to stake my dahlias individually. So I stake them with a good sturdy metal stake individually. So as I was thinking about it, I thought, oh boy, how am I going to do that? So I think what I can do is wherever I place these crates, which probably won't be on the pallets, they'll probably be on the ground if I do dahlias. Just because, you know, dahlias get, 3 to 4 feet tall, even taller. Some of them get 5 feet tall. Like if I were to do a dinner plate dahlia, I'd probably only do 1 per crate. And it would work out perfectly for me, because if you watched my video on the fall cleanup, I told you where I had my dahlias in this bed that we simplified. Well, I'm not going to be doing my dahlias in that bed anymore. And also, I don't like to take up my raised bed space for dahlias, which I have grown my dahlias in raised beds. But I don't really want to take up that space. So depending on how many dahlias I grow next season, next year. So I'm thinking if I can figure out the crate method and figure out the stake. So I really want to put some brain power to that, planting my dahlias in crates. But I am super excited, if you can't tell already, about these tulips. And I think if I've done it right, I think it's going to be good. So let me know what you think about this method. I'm just looking so forward to it, and I'm just really hoping that it works for me. So guys, I'm really glad you joined me today, and if you would give this video a thumbs up, that would really help me a lot. I appreciate that. Anyway, friends, until next time, happy gardening. Bye-bye.